2009 draft was one of the best drafts in NBA. Let's recap it 11 years ago. 11 years later. But better here. Let's get started. Number 1 pick, Blake Griffin. It's a pretty good pick. Blake was an all-star in his rookie season. Well, he got injured and then came back and became a really good player. Now a really good player as an all-star. And he's coming back when the league suspension is back. And he is a really good dunker and many-time all-star. Next, one of the worst busts ever, maybe the worst second pick in NBA history. Hasheem Thabeet averaging 2.2 points per game in his whole career. A really bad NBA player, but somehow picked second because he was really good at college. Sometimes people are really good at college, but they don't translate to the NBA. I made a video of that before. Next, James Harden. One-time MVP, averaging like 35 points effortlessly. Even in this season, he was averaging like 40 points per game. Really good. But he's pretty bad at defense and also turnovers. But still, he's one of the best NBA players right now. Drafted third by the OKC Thunders. Then they traded him, and it was a really good pick. Next, Tyreke Evans. Oh, not that good, but still a really good player at first. Like, he was a rookie of the year of this draft, and he was averaging 25 and 5 with the Kings. But then after that, he was decent with the Kings and then the Pelicans, and he was actually pretty good in the Memphis Grizzlies. But then when he went to the Pacers, he went downhill. Even before that, it was pretty. He was like an okay, decent player, like a good, really good role player. And then the Pacers, everything fell. Next, Ricky Rubio with the 5th pick. Ricky is okay 5th pick because he's still in the NBA, pretty good, leading the Suns. Okay in this Suns team, but 5th pick. He was a really good foreign player, but then he's still good. But like, I don't think that's like worthy for 5th pick. Next, Johnny Flynn, not a good pick as 6th pick. Pretty good player at college, but then when he went to the NBA, he got injuries and stuff, and then he couldn't play. Next, of course, 7th pick of the 2009 draft, we have Stephen Curry, drafted by the Warriors. Oh yeah, the Timberwolves drafted 2 point guards right before, and then Stephen Curry was a many-time All-Star. He was 2-time MVP, 3-time champion with the Golden State Warriors, and they might be back next year. Stephen Curry was one of the best draft picks in NBA history. Next, at the 8th pick, Jordan Hill, not a good pick. He was a decent role player, but then just like not that good. He's out of the NBA already. DeMar DeRozan, an all-star, who on the Raptors he was really good, but then now on the Spurs, he's still he was still a star, but it's not as good as the Raptors. Was still a good 9th pick. The Raptors, he made like Raptors good into their first Eastern Conference Finals. And next is Brandon Jennings, number 10. And he's now in China, I think. But when he was in the rookie year, he was so good. He scored like 55 points in a game with the Bucks, but that was all a fluke. As later, after all of that stuff, he went really bad. Next, we have James Johnson, a decent role player, still playing right now on the Minnesota Timberwolves. He got traded from the Miami Heat to the Memphis Grizzlies. Didn't trade it for Gorgie Dang. That was a crazy season for him. Well, he's a good role player, a decent role player who didn't have that much playing time this season until he got traded. Played for many teams. Jrue Holiday's next, an all-star, great player, one of the best defenders in the league right now. Jrue Holiday has brother Justin, and and he's one of the best players. I mean, not one of the best players. One of the best defenders in the NBA, and he looks great as they have a great Pelicans team. Jeff Teague, we have another All-Star, former All-Star with the Atlanta Hawks. He's now back there. He was pretty good until he got traded to the Pacers, or he signed with the Pacers, and then he was a good player, but not like a all-star like he was. But now he's back in Atlanta to mentor like Trae Young. Darren Collison, who retired last season, he is a great player that played for many teams that like the LA Clippers and the Pacers. Omri Caspi, a great shooter who is now retired and got a ring in Warriors. Taj Gibson, who's playing on the Knicks now, a good defensive player, and he was great in Bulls, and in the Knicks he's okay still, one of their acquisitions. DeMar Carroll, who's now on the Rockets, he was really bad when he first started, but then when he went to Toronto he became good, and then Atlanta, and they were really good. And DeMar was pretty good, but now his career is starting to go downhill. Wayne Ellington, who's now on the Knicks. Wayne, a great player and shooter, who was the three-point champion or three-point participant, and he's now like a person that is like jumping from team to team. DeJuan Blair, who is now out of the league, but before he was out of the league, he was a really okay player. He was a great player on the Spurs, but then after that, no. Jonas Herboco, who just went out of the league, he's a solid player who did not win a ring with the Warriors. Jody Beeks, a solid role player. These are the second round picks already since DeJuan Blair. Patrick Beverley, one of the best defenders in the league, and he is also really angry sometimes. Really good defender. This is a big steal. Marcus Thornton, who just went out of the league, but still a good player at 43. Danny Green at 47 by the Cleveland Cavaliers. One of the best shooters in the league, who's now on the Lakers, and he won 2 rings with the Spurs and the Raptors. Finally, we have Patty Mills, who's still on the Spurs. He won a ring with the Spurs. A great point guard. And also undrafted players, we have Aaron Baines, who's a great center now on the Suns. And thank you guys for watching. We're out.